small introduction about myself. My name is Ram. I have nearly 14 plus years of experience in IT. In this 14 plus years of experience, I've been working for SQL Server and database and MSBI, Power BI, Snowflake, data engineering. So many technologies I worked completely from the Microsoft side and especially on the data engineering and data analysis roles I have done. And I have nearly 8 to 10 years of IT trainings experience and placements experience I have. Okay, I started this e-classes training institution in 2016. You can see our training institution as well here. This is our office located in Amirpet, Hyderabad over here. Okay, this is our office located in the Hyderabad. Okay, can you guys? I just want to understand your background. You guys are working? If yes, in which technology you are working? And now, what do you want to learn? Do you want to learn only Power BI, or you want to learn a Microsoft Fabric completely? So one by one, let's go. Sachin, can you please go ahead with your introduction? And what do you want to learn? You want to learn Fabric or a Power BI only? Oh, let's unmute it. Yeah, now we can speak.
Yes, sir. Good evening. You know,
Yeah.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Currently, I'm working. I have more than 20 years of experience. I am working as a data analyst in Power BI. I just wanted to update the Microsoft Fabric,
Okay, so you are
which
already
is
sorry,
yeah.
Power BI.
I'm in Power BI data analyst.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, great. Thank you. Next, Anil Birdar. Anil, are you there? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. So I'm working as a manager, and I mostly work with the Power BI
Okay.
and creating dashboards, and work on the Tableau as well as Salesforce. So these are the three tools I use. And recently in our organization, they have introduced the Fabric. So it's a combination of different like it's like an all-in-one kind of book. This is MS Fabric,
Yeah,
and I just wanted to upgrade myself. So because this is a new technology, right? I think this technology came 1 year back. I think it's almost 1 year, and it's a combined one. So instead of taking different tools like ADF and other, this is a combined one. So that's why I just wanted to upgrade myself with this course. Yeah, and
great.
I'm working in HCL Technologies.
Okay. Thank you, Anil. Next, Prashant.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Prashant. I'm working as an Power BI developer since last 5 years. I'm working in the Weatherford International,
Okay.
Mumbai location. So,
Okay.
actually, currently we are using only SQL Server. So, my company was decided to move it is Azure. So, I thought that Azure is part of a Microsoft Fabric. So, that would be helpful me for my current projects and the future scopes too. So, that's where I'm interested in Fabric.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Next, Sandy. Can you please go ahead?
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi.
Actually, at present, I'm not working in any company. Previously, I worked as a Tableau developer.
Okay.
I want to know what is, I don't have any knowledge on Fabric as well as Power BI. I want to move into Power BI and as well as into totally into Microsoft Fabric.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Thank you. So, what we have observed, according to your introduction, you guys, most of the people were working on already some data analysis part, or nothing but it's a data analysis or data visualization part. So for this data visualization purpose, you are using a Tableau, or you are using a Power BI, or you are using a Click, right? So these are the tools mostly to do the data analysis purpose, and we are going to create some kind of a reports and dashboards. You are creating reports and dashboards. What are some sample reports I can say? Let's, for example, if it is taking a supermarket, I want to understand top 10 products in the point of a sales, and I want to understand the bottom 10 products in the point of a sales, right? So this is how we are going to create some reports and dashboards. These reports and dashboards can be understand by the team. Which team? Like the management team. We are going to share these reports to the management team. Then automatically, once the management team is sharing of this information, they will understand about their business performance. So this already you are doing it over here. Okay. But when you are coming to the prior to this reports and dashboards scope, there are several things you have to work. So the role of this work who is doing is, we are calling him as a data analyst. Data analyst. So to work as a data analyst, prior to this data analysis work, there is another role available, that is a data engineer role is there. So what exactly a data engineer is going to do? Let's take it the use case scenario. I have one supermarket in India, another supermarket in US. In every supermarket, there is a billing counters are there. In every billing counter, when a customer is trying to perform a transactions, automatically the transactions data, okay, automatically the transactions data will come and sit into this one. Automatically the transactions data will be stored in the backend database system over here. So every transaction details we are going to store in the backend database over here. Every transactions data will be stored in the backend database. As a data engineer, what you need to do is, the entire data what you have in different servers, you need to do a ETL process from this database server and this database server. We need to pull into single server over here. So for this, you have to perform a ETL process. What do you mean by ETL? ETL stands for extracting the business data, applying some transformations and cleaning of the data, finally loading of the data into one centralized location over here. That centralized location we can call it as a data warehousing or whatever. So once your data is coming to this data warehousing, your team as a Power BI developer or a ClickView developer or a Tableau developer, you are going to connect into this data warehousing and taking the data and designing of the reports and dashboards over here. Designing of the reports and dashboards over here. So the actual data engineering role will be starting from here, creating of the ETL pipelines, pulling the data from different data source systems, and designing of the data warehousing over here. Designing of the data warehousing over here. Okay. So as a data engineer, what is your role? A data engineer is going to designing of the ETL pipelines and pulling the data from different data sources, applying some transformations and loading of the data into data warehousing. Okay. To do a data engineering, earlier days we are using a different platform. To do data analysis, we are using a different platform. Let's, for example, to do this data engineering, we are using Microsoft Azure Cloud Platform. To do this Power BI, we have a separate app.powerbi.com platform. So, two different platforms and two different pricing mechanisms, two different kind of services we are going to maintaining over here, right? But now what the Microsoft is doing, Microsoft is bringing all these data engineering related things, data analysis related things into single platform that is called Microsoft Fabric over here. I can say simply they are combining the Power BI with Microsoft Azure related services inside. Earlier days, we are storing our data in a Microsoft Azure cloud environment and doing the ETL process, whatever the services available inside the Microsoft Azure. But now, what it is doing, it is completely bringing those services also into the existing Power BI platform. Then we are now able to design the complete ETL process, data engineering process, and data analysis reports and dashboards in a single platform. That platform name is a Microsoft Fabric. So by using this Microsoft Fabric, you can able to do the data engineering as well as data analysis also. Okay, all right. Let's see over here. As a Microsoft Fabric developer, what are all the things, what are all the services we have over here? Let me show you one use case scenario, what exactly and how the flow has designed over here. Okay, let's take, I have a supermarket. Okay, inside the supermarket, we have a billing counters. A customer will come to this billing counter. He is going to do the transaction. When there is a transaction, the transaction data will come and store in the backend database tables. If you go to any business, this is very fundamental and basic uh, infrastructure we were designing to the client. Okay. Now, as a Microsoft Fabric developer, what you will do? Microsoft Fabric is a SaaS platform, software as a service. That means already some built-in softwares available inside. By using those built-in softwares, you are going to designing of the data processing, data storage, and the data visualization and all those things. Okay, what I will do as a data engineer, I am going to bring my data, whichever we have, in this database server, in this database server, and this database server by using a data factory tool. So, data factory is one of the ETL tool available inside the Microsoft Fabric. Earlier, it was in the Microsoft Azure cloud also. So that service now they are bringing to this Microsoft Fabric. This service can be used to design some ETL process to bring the data into Microsoft Fabric. So first what I will do, whatever the business data stored in the tables, that data I will copy and store into a lake house. Okay. So inside this lake house, I'm going to store that entire data like a files. What type of files it is? It is going to be a CSV files over here. It is going to be CSV files format or Parquet, whatever. You can first bring your business data into Lakehouse. So to bring that data, we are going to use Data Factory. So I'm going to teach you completely in this course how we can use a Data Factory service. It is There is no coding in this Data Factory. It is simply drag and drop system only. Here you can see it is simply kind of a drag and drop system. So this is how we can able to build a data factory pipelines. This is actually in the Microsoft Azure, but the same service they were bringing into the Fabric as well. How to connect into the Fabric? Simply you can go to the app.powerbi.com over here. App.powerbi.com. So inside this app.powerbi.com, we can have the same kind of um, data factory service available. So let's go to the workspace, whichever I created. Inside this workspace, I have a data factory service. I don't think we don't have. Let's try to create a new item. See what are all the services we have. Data factory. So Azure Data Factory, you can able to create it over here. Let's try to create pipelines. Yeah, data pipelines. This is nothing but a data factory. Simply click on create. Okay. So just user interface is different. In the Microsoft Azure, this is how we have the data factory. But when you are coming to here, This is how it looks. Same, just drag and drop the things, whatever the activities you want. Simply you can able to mention that activities and connecting over here. By using this ETL pipelines, we are going to bring the data into target over here. Okay, right. Now, once the data we are pulling into this lake house is a simple storage like a Google Drive, or in a Azure we have a data lake or a storage account or blob storage. It is simply holding of a data in terms of the files. The files might be CSV file, Excel, JSON, whatever it is. So I'm going to teach you completely about this. What is a lake house? How to store the data inside the lake house as well. Okay. So the data what we are going to pull from source to lake house, we were not applying any transformations. We are just copy and store here. Once the data is coming to the lake house, then we are going to bringing the data into a data warehousing. So we have a data warehousing available in terms of the database and tables. If you want to store your data, we can able to use this warehouse. So how can you move the data from lake house to warehouse? In between lake house to warehouse, we are going to applying the transformation techniques over here. We are going to applying the transformation techniques over here. So whatever the transformation techniques we are going to apply here, to do this one, either we can use a data flows or we have a notebooks. Okay, so I'm going to teach you completely the Spark notebooks. This Spark notebooks is nothing but a data bricks. Inside this Databricks Spark notebooks, which we are going to create, we are going to write down some commands in terms of the Python or in a SQL. Don't worry about that. I don't have any knowledge on the Python and SQL. Okay, I will teach you how to get that knowledge here. And if you don't want to use this commands to write notebooks, in place of that, just a drag and drop another tool we have. It's a Dataflow Gen 2. Let me show you that Dataflow Gen 2 how it looks. And let's go to the workspace. Let's go to this e-classes, and let me open the notebooks, whatever the commands I have written. See here, this is a notebook. By using this one, by writing a commands, you can able to extract the data, transform, and loading into different services as well. Let's try to refresh. Okay, so I'm going to teach you completely how to write down this kind of commands. Don't worry, and you don't need to keep anything in your brain. Okay, this is a Spark notebooks. We can able to write down whatever the language you are more interested. You can, if you are good in SQL, you can write down SQL. If you are good in Python, you can write down. If you are good in TSQL, you can write down, or Scala, any kind of language it is going to be supporting. Okay, you don't want to go with this kind of things. You just want to use some data flows, uh, just like a drag and drop systems you want to develop. Then simply we have a data flows 2024. I'm just creating it over here. So here you no need to write any commands. It's just like a user interface drag and drop system we are going to develop to do the ETL process over here. See here, nothing to write. Here also we are going to make it drag and drop system. Very easy. Okay. Once your data is coming to the warehousing, then what you are going to do? So inside this warehouse, we have stored the data in terms of the tables. By using those tables, we are going to create a modeling. What do you mean by modeling? Modeling means creating of the relationships between the tables. Modeling means creating of the relationships between the tables over here. So by using this modeling relationships, I'm going to designing of the reports and dashboards over. I'm going to designing of the reports and dashboards by using a Power BI. So in this course, along with this traditional data, I'm going to teach you one more service, that is how to get a data from the IoT devices, the live streaming data, how to pull and store inside the Microsoft Fabric, how to process that one as well. So if you observe this entire process, we can divide this into, we need to store the data inside, we need to do ETL processes, and we need to do the data modeling and designing of the reports and dashboards over here. So to perform all these things, what are all the services we are going to use it over here? So for first storage purpose, we can use a lake house or a data warehouse or a KQL database. Lakehouse we are going to use to store your data in terms of a text file or CSV, Excel, audio, video, images. Data warehousing we are using for storing of your data in terms of the SQL database tables and queries. KQL database service we are using for storing of the real-time data. And if you want to perform any ETL kind of thing, either you can use Data Factory, Data Flow, Gen2, or Data Engineering notebooks, Spark notebooks that you can able to use. But when you're coming to the Power BI point of view, these are all the things I'm going to discuss. So after completion of this course is going to be 2 months. So Monday to Friday, we are going to take the sessions over here, and this is going to be like a DP 600 is the certification exam we need to perform. So this Microsoft Fabric is in the market from last 2 years, but extensively they were started to use from last 1 year. But there is a heavy demand going forward because of all such things in a single platform, the Microsoft Fabric. Any new clients, when a new business is coming to the IT companies, they are suggesting Microsoft Fabric only to implement their business intelligence solution, because it's a one platform with the less cost, less maintenance, in a less development efforts we can able to put, and we can develop such kind of system over here. Okay, so that is the reason Microsoft Fabric is heavy demand. Okay, after completion of this Microsoft Fabric, if anybody wants to apply for the jobs, how many years of experience you can able to mention? So definitely you can mention last 2 years I'm working on this Microsoft Fabric, but earlier I was working for Power BI, because inside this course anyhow we are going to cover Power BI as well. Okay, some people are asking a question, sir, if I'm learning this Microsoft Fabric, do I need to learn Azure, Microsoft Azure data engineering separately? You no need of learning that separately, because 90 percentage of the Azure data engineering course we are going to cover inside this Microsoft Fabric only. 90 percentage of the Azure data engineering related things will be covered in Microsoft Fabric also. That's the reason you no need to learn again and again a data engineering, Azure data engineering separately. If you're learning Microsoft Fabric, you are going to apply for the jobs on Microsoft Fabric only. Because, like what I have observed, recently some people who are enrolled for Azure data engineering and completed and joined in a job on Azure data engineering, they, after they are hiring Azure data engineer, they are moving the skill set into Microsoft Fabric, because their projects are migrating, existing projects from Azure data engineering to Microsoft Fabric, they are migrating any new projects also. But seriously, there is no resource really having a good experience on the Microsoft Fabric so far, and very less number of people have completed the training also on the Microsoft Fabric. So if you are completing this Microsoft Fabric training plus certification, 100 percentage, if you are already working, you will get a good hike and more job security on this Fabric. Going next 5-10 years, Microsoft Fabric is going to be a revolution for the data engineering and data analysis and the data business intelligence projects. Definitely this is going to be very important platform, that is Microsoft Fabric. Definitely the people who wants to come to IT industry newly, or any existing people who wants to upskill their knowledge, Microsoft Fabric is the best offer for them. Okay, this is going to be 2 months course, and when we are going to start this course, and what is the course content, all those details, what is the timings for this course, everything our team will share with you. And you can share your number 7997 457 228. So please reach out this number, all of you. Her name is Ramya. She will help you about the timings and all the things over here. Okay. So now if you guys have any questions, if anybody not shared your number, please share your number also in the chat. I think Sanjay, Shekhar, Premnath, can you please share your numbers as well? Other people have shared their numbers in the GoToMeeting chat. Now if you guys have any questions, so then you can able to ask the questions. Anybody having any questions? Open to ask any questions now.
Yeah, hi sir, myself Sandeep.
Hi Sandeep, go ahead.
Yeah, I have one doubt. Is it only online or else offline?
So generally the class we are taking in the online, and once the class completed, from morning to evening, you guys can able to sit in our office.
Okay. And
You
is
can
there any recording videos will provide?
every day once the class completed, I will share the class recording videos and class notes, and also I will help you to prepare the resume as well and some interview question and answers and one real time project also I'm going to make hands on.
Okay, and I have one last doubt. Is there any we have Power BI desktop for free version, right? To I mean
Yeah,
to do
develop on.
any,
Yeah, but
is
for other
is there
things,
any free
no.
version? Is
Free
there free
means
version for my
yes, that
student version,
correct. This
practice for practice?
Microsoft Fabric account, it's not nothing but a new account. It is something like app.power BI which you are using earlier. Okay. So
Okay.
for Power BI purpose, earlier days we are using this cloud environment app.powerbi.com. Now for Fabric also we are going to use just for 60 days free trial version they were offering. So you can use that one for practicing purpose.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Can you tell me how much is this?
Come again, Premna?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, Premna.
Yeah. I just wanted to know this F2 SKU. How much is the data? Like how much data will be stored in that F2 SKU? Like we have F8, F4, right?
Right. We have different kind of SKUs available. So there is see this we can divide into two parts. The processing part is different, storage part is different. So how much you are storing per GB, they will charge the amount. Okay, and how much you are processing. Processing means querying or moving the data. So that is based on the like F1, F2, F3, F4. So storage cost is different and processing cost is different.
Okay, like take an example. We have taken the license of F2 as of now, just for starting. This is new something for us because we previously we used to do the with flat files and we used to create the dashboards. Now what we are doing, we have so much of data is there from other applications, and one is from ServiceNow and one is from different tools. So what we are going to do is we are going to extract the data with API and we will dump it to the data warehouse. So what I was thinking, like how much of data like storage for F2 SKU, how much of data like processing, query, everything you are telling, right? Like how much of data we can do it, like it's a 1 TB or 2 TB,
Okay, you are
something
asking
like that.
about the processing speed, not the volume of data to store.
No, no, volume, asking the volume.
Yeah,
Speed is 0.25 something is there. Hmm.
volume is there is no limit for the data storage volume because how much data you are storing, they are going to charge amount for that GB. But when you are coming to the processing, for example, you want to process 1 terabyte data from your service now to this lake house, then if you are taking
Mhm.
capacity, yes, per second, how much uh, the data can be processed. It depends on the number of transactions you are doing, number of activities you are performing on the
Mhm.
data. And if you are like doing more number of transactions, more the volume of the data, definitely time will be increasing for processing. There is no standard time.
Okay. Okay. So, see, what we did is we taken a license and it's a reserved license. So,
You already
just wanted to know that's it. Yeah. Yeah, already we have taken the license, reserved license.
okay.
Uh, so it's not like a per pay you user kind of thing. It's a reserved license, which is for 1 year.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. So you have 1 terabyte data. I cannot say 1 terabyte data to process this much. For example, you take in F2. Uh,
Yeah.
Directly, I cannot say this much time it will take for this one because I don't know on that data how many transformations, how many steps you are doing, what are all the data cleaning things you are doing, business logics you are implementing. It depends. If simple thing, you just run your pipeline, how much time it is taking, then you want to reduce that time, then you need to increase your F2 to F4. So this is how the capacity planning we need to measure actually. Instead of
Yeah,
doing
because when I did the research,
yeah, instead of
yeah.
doing on the entire 1 terabyte data, just take it 1 GB data to process with your business logics what you have implemented, then see how much time it is taking. So 1 GB, for example, 1 minute it is taking, then 1 terabyte, how much time it is taking, just imagine. That's all.
Okay, got it. So you mean to say if I take 1 TB storage of data, if I run, then it will be very heavy. So no, no, it's not like that. We are not going to run 1 TB data. If we have just 10 GB, 20 GB, not even 10 GB also, but the history data, what we have is there, but we are not going to work with all the 1 TB data. Just for
Yes.
storage purpose, we are putting the 500 GB data there. So,
One
so
time
it
you are
will be like,
loading 1 terabyte.
yeah,
One
yeah. Just for storage purpose.
one time
Yeah.
you are loading the 1 terabyte data. Later, incrementally, you are just receiving daily 100 MB, 1 GB like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Then we need to consider
Do you
only
cover?
the incremental data size only.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not going to work on the transaction with 1 TB data. The storage will be there. The data will be there inside that fabric. But whenever we need any, like, depending on the ad hoc request, we will use that data. That's it.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you cover admin part also on this topic
Yes, yes. Administration also we are going to touch it here.
in Microsoft Fabric? Okay. And the class timing,
Come again.
what time you conduct this?
Class timings and everything, our team will reach out to you.
Okay.
So if you share your number in the chat, our team will reach out to you. Okay. Shaker, did you share your number? Can you please share your number as well? Sanjay, you also can you please share your number? Yeah, you shared. In the GoToMeeting chat, if you guys share your number, our team will reach out. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's meet in our free sessions. We are going to conduct one more free session. So then later you can decide whether you want to continue or not. Okay. Thank you.